Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about sexual assault in a very different way and in a way I never expected we'd have to discuss. But this is 2017 and things just keep getting worse. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Okay, so in case you don't know, Charlie Rose is a former American television journalist and talk show host. And from 1991 to 2017, he was the host and executive producer of the talk show Charlie Rose on PBS and Bloomberg. Cool. Here we have a woman who is claiming that Charlie Rose was racist for not sexually harassing her because she was black. So Rebecca Carroll, in a recent column from Esquire, wrote, "My experience at Charlie Rose went beyond sexism." So I'm gonna link the article below because we can't get through all of it realistically. But in this article, she says that she was the only black journalism on staff, and there was little to no recognition of what it meant to be black and female in a workplace dominated by white men. So then she goes on to say that the staff were subject to Charlie's unsolicited shoulder massages and physical intimidation. And then she goes on to say, "The women Charlie preferred and preyed upon, at least that I witnessed, were white. It was an environment that all but erased me while simultaneously exploiting me as a black woman." How is this exploiting anyone but the people he was sexually harassing? Because you weren't harassed because whatever reason, and you're saying it's because you're black and you're the one who's exploited. That to me is very confusing. And I think that it's kind of insulting to the women who were sexually harassed to claim yourself as exploited because you weren't harassed. So this is the thing. In an ideal world, nobody would be sexually harassed, right? Wrong. Because this is a clear example of how nothing, even positive things in 2017 will be skewed, will be politicized, and will be turned into a racial issue. If she's not sexually harassed, it's because she's black, so it's racist. And if she is sexually harassed, I'd assume she would also say it's because she's black and it's racist, right? Then she goes on to say, "To be clear, I'm not suggesting it would have been preferable for Charlie to have preyed upon me too, but rather his sexualization of the white women was a manifestation of gendered power dynamics in the same way his not sexualizing me was an expression of racialized power dynamics." Okay, so that's a headache if I've ever had one. He sexualized white women, and that's a manifestation of gendered power dynamics. So because he's a white man, him sexualizing white women is showing that he is more powerful as a man in the workplace. Is that what we're trying to get to here? He did not sexually harass this woman in the article. So that doesn't mean he didn't sexualize because as far as I'm aware, sexualizing can be just in your head and not be even publicly made public. Sexualize, make sexual. So yeah, so whether he sexualized you or not, in the end you don't know, you just know that he didn't take action on it. So for you to claim that he didn't sexualize you as an expression of racialized power dynamics, you don't really know, that's an assumption. The same way that you're assuming that he didn't harass you because you're black. But the thing is, there are too many variables here to pin it just on being black. How do we know what the personality of all these white women were compared to this black woman? Maybe there was something in their personality. Maybe there was something in their look. People often have a very specific type. Maybe all of those women were his type and this woman was not. I just don't understand the jumping of conclusions to this, especially in a situation where you were off the hook in a sense that you were one of the only people who did not get sexually harassed. So to make an issue out of not getting sexually harassed is mind-boggling, frankly. And we're always coming to the same conclusion on this channel, and I'm really sorry because it just seems like every article and every Tumblr post proves that there is no winning, that there is no more positive outcome, because the positive outcome is here too being distorted to make it seem like, oh hey, I didn't get sexually assaulted, damn. Why? Is it because I have black hair? Is it because I have dark skin? You can't attribute someone's behavior to one thing about you when there's so many things about you that it could be. Does that make sense? So later on in the article on Esquire, Rebecca Carroll, the woman in question, was saying that she felt that his language around race was consistently coded. So apparently he would ask her to book the black guest he wanted but hadn't been able to previously get, and apparently she thought that him dismissing her ideas for black guests was a way of being racist or undermining her in a racial kind of way, which I can understand why someone might think that, but again, there's this jumping to conclusions without counting the other possible variables. When I was an SJW, you best believe that anytime a man disagreed with me, the first thing I would say is it because I'm a woman? Which was the stupidest fucking thing ever, because it could be because he thought I was a bitch, because he thought I was wrong, because I was a woman if he was a woman hater, oh my god, there's so many reasons. So to attribute it automatically to one thing that it might not be, counterproductive, useless, honestly, useless. So later on in the article, she does mention that even some of the black guests thought that Charlie's tone was condescending and dismissive, and I can't speak on that because I don't fucking know him. I've never seen this person even on television, this Charlie Rose dude, so I'm not gonna comment on that. So then in this article, they show Charlie Rose's apology statement, which is interesting because he says that in his 45 years of journalism, he's prided himself on being an advocate for the careers of women, blah, blah, blah. And then he said that he's greatly embarrassed and apologizes for his inappropriate behavior, but he says something of interesting here by stating, "I always felt that I was pursuing shared feelings even though now I realize I was mistaken." Now, I'm not defending him because obviously I don't know what the hell he did, what he's being accused of aside from in this article. So in a general level, it just seems like the line is very, very blurry between what people perceive as just pursuing shared feelings versus sexually harassing them versus hitting on them and getting shot down, and versus like hitting on them and them not shutting you down because there's some kind of power dynamic or something. So I can understand that this would all be a very complicated thing. So in the end, it seems that this Esquire article works in two specific ways. One of which is how it is to be a woman who is black in the workplace. And another is about the sexualization of people generally. I don't know, this all seems very, very weird. I honestly don't know what to think about it. It just seems like it's talking about too many issues at once and we're not zeroing in on one specific thing. So, I don't know. I really am a little bit confused on what to make out of all this. So as usual, guys, let me know what you think. How do you interpret all of this? And thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get on with the fan art.